Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to another video. Today we are back with the Championship predictions and I'm joined by Leon. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you mate, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. We've had some interesting results at the weekend, so let's get into the predictions. First up then, we have Cardiff City versus Stoke City. This could be an interesting game. Two teams with an outside chance of making the playoffs. Cardiff with a bad defeat at home to Watford, conceding really late on, and Stoke obviously losing away to Middlesbrough 3-0, so both of them really need to bounce back. And it's a tricky one. I'm not sure which way to lean. I might just go for Cardiff despite that last minute goal against Watford. I think I'm just going to go for Cardiff to win this 1-0, and they might still have a chance at the playoffs, but they need to keep winning games.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to favour Cardiff for this one as well. I think the 3-0 defeat to Middlesbrough will have really hurt Stoke this weekend, so I do expect Cardiff to bounce back. I'm going to go 2-0.
2-0. Next up, Derby County versus Brentford Football Club. This could be an interesting one. Derby losing at home to Millwall at the weekend just gone, and Brentford with a crucial win away at Blackburn on the Friday night. I feel like Brentford need to keep winning to keep in the top two race, and Derby, I think they're okay, but I'm just a little bit unimpressed at the moment. I feel like they're going to stay up, but they're not going to do it in style. So I'm going to go Derby 0, Brentford 1.
Yeah, I'm going to have to kind of agree with you on that one. I think Brentford will go there with just a bit of confidence. Derby obviously losing as well will have really been disappointing because they had such a large part of possession in that game as well. So yeah, I do expect a Brentford win. I'm going to go 3-1 Brentford. 3-1
Brentford. Next up, Luton Town take on Coventry City, my team. Tricky one to predict, you know. We drew 0-0 with them at home, and away I feel like it could be a similar game. Luton have had a decent season. They're going to stay up. They're roughly mid-table, aren't they? And Coventry just need a couple points to get over the line. We're nearly there. I feel like 3 or 4 more wins and we'll be there. It could be 1-1 win, but I just don't think we're good enough. I think it's going to be another draw. I'm going to go for another 0-0.
I don't think I've ever predicted anything apart from a Coventry win on this channel, so I think I'm going to have to try and keep the optimism. I think it'll be KD. I'm going to go 1-0 Coventry.
1-0 Coventry?
1-0, yeah.
I do think that'll be a tight game though. It should be interesting. Next up, we have Middlesbrough versus Preston. Now, this one will probably suit Middlesbrough because Preston sat in mid-table, not a lot really going on. They're not going to go down, and I don't think they're going up. I think Preston have had a mid-table kind of season, and this does suit Middlesbrough because they're charging towards the playoffs. A great 3-0 win against Stoke, and I feel like they're going to win this one. I'm going to go for 2-0.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Middlesbrough with you on that one. I'm going to go for another 3-0. I just think they're given such confidence, and I think Stoke and Preston are in similar positions in the table, I believe. Are they too far apart? I'm
not too far. No.
Not entirely. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, 3-0 for me.
3-0. Next up, we have a really interesting game, Rotherham versus Watford. Now, Rotherham United, their first game in a while because obviously they had a few games called off due to COVID, so it's really tricky to predict when a team comes back from a lengthy spell out. It could do them good, it could do them bad. I mean, we don't know what kind of Rotherham's going to come back, and Watford with a crucial win away at Cardiff. There's something about Watford at the moment. They're just getting the results over the line, and I feel like they might just be able to in this one. Rotherham, like I've said before, a really decent team, and I do still fancy them to get out of the bottom 3, but I'm just not going to go with them this time. I'm going to go Rotherham 1, Watford 2.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Watford again on this one. Like I say, Rotherham are kind of down there. They still have the games in hand, but I think when you don't play for a while as well, I think that kind of takes away the, not necessarily if you're on a run of form, but just like the feel of playing matches when you do miss games. So you are missing those minutes, and I think Watford will take full advantage of that. I'm going to go Watford 2-1.
Okay, the late kick-off on the Tuesday is between Bournemouth and Swansea. Now, two teams that were in the Premier League not that long ago, and it could be an interesting game. I feel like both teams desperate to try and get back up this season. I think Swansea are looking good. They're obviously chasing down the automatics. Meanwhile, Bournemouth, their playoff race is just running out of steam, and they really need to get back to winning ways because it is still doable, but you feel like they have to win this one. I'm going to go for Swansea though. I feel like Bournemouth really need this, but Swansea just in the better form, so I'm going to go for Bournemouth 0, Swansea 1. Yeah,
I'm going to have to back Swansea as well. I think Bournemouth were just really disappointing in the second half against Barnsley at the weekend just gone, obviously losing 3-2. They looked really promising whilst they were on top. They were getting a lot of space out wide in the channels. Danjuma, Stanislas and Solanke looked really good, but just couldn't really do anything in the second half, and I think that'll be a big worry. So I do expect them to lose. So I'm going to go 2-1.
2-1. Next up we have Nottingham Forest versus Norwich City. Norwich with a great win. We covered that one against Sheffield Wednesday, and you feel like they're nearly there now. They've opened up a 10-point gap with 10 games to go. It's in sight now, Norwich fans. You're nearly there. This Forest team, it's not going to be an easy game. I think Norwich need to be mindful of that. Forest have picked up some decent results. A 1-1 against Reading at the weekend is not a bad result, and I feel like Forest should stay up. I just think Norwich should be a bit too strong for Forest. I'm going to go for 1-0 to Norwich.
Yeah, after what I've just seen from Norwich today after the stream, I'm going to have to go for a Norwich win. They did look really, really good second half. First half was a little bit cagey from them. They weren't really pushing too many plays forward. They couldn't really pick a pass. But second half, some lovely flow moves, some lovely goals. I'm going to go Norwich 2-0.
Norwich 2-0. Next up we have a really interesting game. A London derby between Queen's Park Rangers and Millwall Football Club. Now Millwall, they've impressed me recently, some decent results, a big win away at Derby as they move a bit more into the mid-table positions, as QPR lost against Huddersfield 1-0 and they slide a bit further down the table. To be honest, I think they're very evenly matched, so I'm going to go down the middle, but let's say it's going to be exciting. 2-2.
2-2 is a good shout. I'm going to back a draw as well on this one. I think both sides, mixture of form between them, so I'm going to go 1-1.
Next up, Wycombe Wanderers take on Barnsley. Now, Wycombe with a massive win at the weekend against Preston, which cuts the gap a little bit. Still a long way to go, Wycombe fans, but keep the faith, you might do it. I know Gareth Ainsworth is adamant that you're not going down. Well, he's adamant that you got a chance anyway, but the games don't get much tougher than this. Barnsley, what form they're in. We covered their game against Bournemouth. They are flying. What a performance that was to win 3-2 at the Vitality. And I feel like you've got to go for Barnsley. I like backing Wycombe every now and then, but I can't see them winning this one. So I'm going to go for Barnsley 2-0.
I'm going to back Barnsley as well. I think as probably good a win for Wycombe as that was, I think Barnsley might just be a step too far as they look to push further into the playoff places. So yeah, I'm going to back Barnsley. I'm going to go 3-1.
3-1. Next up we see Birmingham City go up against Reading. An interesting game. Both teams have a lot to play for. Birmingham City are really in there, and they need to change the form soon, because that 3-0 defeat against Bristol City is as bad as it gets. I mean, 3-0 at home as well. Reading picked up a decent point at Forest, and I feel like Birmingham need to bounce back. I feel like they'll give Reading a good game. I'm going to go down the middle for a 1-1 draw, but if I was to back anyone to win, it would have been Reading.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go for a Reading win. I think Birmingham was so disappointing, losing 3-0 at home to Bristol. It's a really tough one to come back from. I really expect Reading to take full advantage of that, so I'm going to go 2-0 Reading. 2-0.
Next up we see Blackburn play Bristol City. Really hard one to predict. They're both in mid-table. They've both had up and down seasons where they've both had good spells and both had bad spells. So this one is as even as they get. So I'm going to go for a draw, goalless.
I'm going to go for a draw as well, but I'm going to go for 2-2. Yeah, I think there will be goals in this one because I think Blackburn have just got the players, but they're just not there defensively still. I don't think so. 2-2 for me.
The final game we see is a Yorkshire derby at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday taking on Huddersfield Town. What a win for Huddersfield, by the way. Winning 1-0 at QPR. It really lifts them out of the mess. Up to 41 points and probably 2 or 3 wins from safety now. As for Sheffield Wednesday, really painful one to take, losing at home to Norwich after they took the lead. And Darren Moore's still looking for his first win. I'm going to go for it. This one is going to be his first win. Sheffield Wednesday to win this 1-0.
Wow. I'm going to go for a draw for this one. I think both sides, they're just both kind of down there. I think they'll both probably struggle to maybe score in this game. I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1. That wraps up the Championship predictions then, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers now. And get your predictions down below if you haven't already. We like to see them. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
See you soon.